Hello and welcome. My name is Joel Bennett. Show is called One Step. Let's talk about the journey. Today we will be looking at the recent movie The Creator retreads familiar AI panic territory to stunningly inert effects. With disruptive artificial intelligence and artificial AI technologies transforming the shape of our world, the 20th century studio The Creator from writer and director Gareth Edwards seems like the sort of movie that might have some sage wisdom to impart about the dystopian future it sometimes seems like we are hurling towards. With its story of a global war between humanity and machines, a messianic figure, and a wealth of captivating visuals. The Creator has all the making of a classic sci-fi epic, but despite having the look of a robust action and adventure, and also an impressive set pieces to spare, The Creator feels like it has very little to say outside of rehashing the handful of the man versus killer. And what I mean by killer, I mean by robots, genre, bigger tropes set in a war-torn future where new international borders have been drawn to reflect different stance on the existence of humanoid machines known as simulants. The Creator tells the story of how a ex-special force soldier, Joshua John David Washington, and we all know this is Denzel Washington's son, is put back onto the battlefield years after swearing he'd leave it behind. As an American born decades into simulants becoming integral parts of society as specialized AI-powered workers of all sorts, Joshua understands clearly the shock and terror his fellow citizens felt the day when machines dropped a nuclear bomb on Los Angeles of their own volition years before The Creator begins. Allegedly, that is. For many people of Joshua's generation, the attack on Los Angeles was the end of the world becoming of how swiftly led the US and seemingly most of the Western world to outlaw artificial intelligence, full stop. But Joshua's reality doesn't truly begin to fall apart until one of his covert missions goes awry and inadvertently led to the death of his wife Maya, played by Gemma Chan, and their unborn child. Despite opening with a dense info dump detailing the broad stroke of how simulants came to have such large presence, The Creator makes the curious choice of glossing over any concrete definition of what artificial intelligence is in this reality, where most everyone seems to interact with robots still regularly or knows someone with cybernetic limbs. In flashback and scene set in the Republic of New Asia, where simulants are still manufactured in secrets, The Creator show you that its world is teeming with the obviously mechanical, delightfully insect-like beings who work as caregivers, cops, laborers, capable of lifting heavy equipment with ease. But while it's easy enough to understand how the Creator's simpler, job-focused simulants were created with no capacity to exist or dream of existing. Beyond their basic purposes, that's not quite true of the film's more technologically sophisticated android, which are designed to look, think, and feel emotions like human beings. By spotlighting early on how many simulants really are just ordinary people programmed to feel emotions like love and compassion for their families. The creator trying to present, in doing so, though the movie telegraphs the predictable emotional beats of Joshua's journey and raise plenty of questions, never end up being answered. Like why the rest of the world seems mostly okay letting the US fly a massive simulant hunting bomb ship around the planet. The movie is also never exactly touches and why, common as humanoids simulants are, the existence of one crafted to resemble a child rather than an adult might be notably to trained soldiers. But when Joshua's sent on a mission to find boats, the fabled creature of simulant technology, and a new weapon with the power to end human, always a motive to end human. So the AI war once and for all, he's shocked when his intel leads him to Alfie, a young girl simulant who has a variety of unique abilities. And I thought that this was a boy. All throughout the show, I thought this was actually a boy. It was a girl. As promisingly rich with detail as the creator sets, design, and costuming choices are, those bright spots take a backseat to Joshua and Alfie's awkward, thorny relationship, as the pair are forced to rely on one another for survival after front-loading its backstory with so much tragedy and illustrating how brutal the US war and simulant is. The creator, instead, for Joshua's bond with Alfie, a character whose quietness doesn't afford voigle but opportunity to emote, to be in compelling emotional core. But Alfie is near muteness, and Washington's acting to constantly come in hotter than scenes call for make it so that the creator leads are often hard to get a lock on, which makes it difficult to become invested in both as Joshua a begrudging theme more than occasionally a pointed lack of chemistry between Joshua and Alfie keeps the creator from coming alive, especially as the film drifts into a somewhat family-friendly comedic territory that feels at odds with its otherwise grim and bleak subject matter. What really ends up making the creator feels more like an expensively shot proof of concept than a feature from the same filmmaker who directed the Rogue One. Though is the jarring way it tries to split the differences between both quiet story about grief and sorts of high-octane race that end up taking up the space, as occasionally moving as the creator's framing of Joshua and Alfie manages to be. They are hard to take seriously, with characters running around them saying things like, at full power, the weapon will be able to control all technology. So go see The Creator. Interesting storyline on AI and AI technology. My name is Joel Bennett. Thank you for joining me on the set of the show called One Step. Let's talk about the journey. You all take care and bye.